Wrapping up our coverage with one last great interview today at the Centerstone and Illinois Birth to 5 resource fair right here at the Alton YWCA. Now, you have until 4 o'clock. They ain't going anywhere. I might be, but they aren't. You just take the George Street entrance. That's right by the playground. Walk right into the doors. And Rose, the amount of vendors here and resources are incredible.
It's amazing. I think I was just counting, CJ. I think we have about 40 vendors here. Some even showed up who we didn't even know. Like, that's awesome. The more, the merrier.
That's just incredible. Now, Rose, take me through what you do at Centerstone.
Yeah, absolutely. Centerstone's a great organization.
Oh, wonderful.
Man, we're actually in the middle of merging with Brightly, so that's really exciting. I don't know if you've heard about that or saw. But, man, we serve so many amazing clients. Specifically, I work in our grant program. So our grant program is called PYO Treat. It stands for Preventing Youth Overdose, where we service treatment, recovery, education, awareness, and training programs. So I'm actually one of the case managers on the grant team, and so it's really cool. I think Kristen Degler has been on the show. She's our awesome clinical coordinator. But what I get to do is I get to service case management for many of our grants, but specifically we're usually working with ages 10 through 25, those who are struggling with different mental health issues or substance use crisis. And so it's really cool. We're in schools a lot. So a big part of my job is I get to do presentations anywhere from mental health issues to life skills, because that's a big part, right? Emotional regulation, coping, that is a big one. And so, yeah, being in the schools, being in community with these kiddos, we've got about 3 different interventions as a part of the grant program. So the first one is called early intervention. This is for our kiddos, get caught with a vape on campus, or maybe they're dabbling in things, but they don't actually know how it's going to be affecting them. They get to partner with our clinicians and just learn, like, what is this doing to your body? Or is this something you want to be doing? Or did something happen and now you're coping with a substance?
Well, how important, too, to learn also, I mean, especially because we just saw, the amount of, fentanyl-laced, weed pens or anything that, our teenagers are kind of used to experimenting with, those could be life-altering or life-ending things, and to learn about those early is so important.
And they might not even know, especially with how popular and how legalized things are becoming. And so, so that's early intervention. The next one is Dimensions. So I love Dimensions. It's our tobacco-free program. So tobacco-free is so huge. So any inhalant, so marijuana, vaping, the e-cigs, all of them. So it's a huge thing, especially with our teenagers right now.
Well, and honestly, it's fascinating to see the effects of vaping when it comes to, mental health and everything in teenagers. It really is a fascinating conversation to have, at least. And whenever you're going and you're seeing these programs and work and you're seeing these interventions, what are the takeaways that those students have whenever they're, going through this with you guys?
Yeah, I think one of the most shocking things that I always see is they're not surprised
by
the information, right? They usually know. Like, if we're on a diet and we eat a cookie, we normally know we shouldn't be eating that cookie. But we know it might hurt us a little bit, but we're still willing to kind of follow through because the consequence isn't big. I think what shocks me the most is that whenever we start to educate them on the long-term effects of that use, then the lights start going off for them, and they start to realize, if I keep down this path, then it could turn into something that I don't have control over, and it could hurt them. And a lot of them they're in sports, they've got scholarships, they have big futures ahead of them. So it's really, I see those light bulbs going off of, oh man, this was once fun, but if I stay down this track, it could lead to something more serious like addiction or dependency.
And what was that third intervention step?
So the third one is our most intensive one. It's called Matrix. I think it's about a 16-week program. Don't quote the website. But I believe it's anywhere from 12 to 16 weeks of a really good intensive where they learn time management, they learn coping skills, they learn what triggers their substance use, and they get to just learn about themselves. They get to learn about their family and how family support systems matter so much when it comes to that type of care. It's much more in-depth with their counselor, but usually a lot of our kiddos are on Matrix or early intervention. So.
Well, and honestly, it's just good to know a little bit more about that for the parents too and the public as a whole, if they are interested, especially if they're school district employees or superintendents, on how to maybe work with Centerstone and utilize some of those programs. So now, as a case manager, what do you look at and follow when it pertains to that grant?
So can you clarify that question?
Yeah, so like what's your role as a case manager? What's that look like? Is it making sure that we're hitting all the steps or doing everything we need to for that grant?
So I think my role is a bit niche and unique.
Gotcha.
Because I also act as a recovery specialist with
Makes
them.
sense.
And so I really get the chance to echo what our clinicians are saying with them in session, right? So I don't do their counseling sessions. That's not their job. I tell them, I'm your professional bestie, is what I tell them. Because their clinicians come in and they're serious. They've got the intake, the assessments. They're the ones creating the goals with them. They're the ones opening up. And really, that's where the depth of the work happens in session with our amazing clinicians. And then, like I said, I get to come in as their professional bestie and say, okay, we learned a lot today, but how do we implement it?
Right.
How do we make it personal to you? So yeah, I love that. Part of my role is I get to walk with them in it. So if they're not understanding something, or maybe they're having a really hard time, I get to provide that extra care and support there, or maybe extra resources that will help them with that. So a part of case management would just be those weekly check-ins, any more extra skills that they might need on a certain topic they don't understand or having trouble grasping. Yeah, just really walking with them. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and it's just fascinating to learn a little bit more about that and how that process works. And now, how does somebody get involved with that PYO Treat program?
Yeah.
What's that intake process?
It's really cool. There's a lot of different ways to be involved as well, because if you're a school and want to be involved, I'm in schools all the time. So I
bet.
present in the community. Yeah, I'm at YWCA, I'm at YMCA, I'm at alternative schools. We're in the Madison County Detention Home.
Yeah.
So we are everywhere. So we do presentations. So if you're a school or you're an organization, we're in churches. We just finished up a camp. That was really cool. Really anywhere where there's teenagers, we want to be there. But if you're like an organization wanting to get involved, then you can email me or our outreach clinician or Kristen, anyone from PYO Treat, call in, ask for PYO Treat, and we would love to come do a presentation for you. Easy as that. We also take referrals. So
Gotcha.
if there's an organization who's like, man, we experience a lot of kiddos who struggle with substance use, you can have a referral system through us where you're like, oh man, we want to have an alternative punishment. We don't want to kick them out, but we have to provide some sort of bridge.
Yeah.
We serve as bridges in a lot of schools as well. So like, okay, you're not expelled, but you're now going through a therapeutic service that's going to help you and keep you in school. So we have referral systems. You can reach out to Kristen, Kristen.Degler at Centersone.org for that connection. Like I said, she's our clinical coordinator. And then the third way is if you yourself are needing those services.
Yep.
You can either call in to our customer engagement center, you can go on our website, or you can email any of us who are support staff. And really, I'm the first person they talk to. We get them connected with enrollment, we get you connected with a clinician, and then you're in there.
Really cool. And before I let you go, what's your big takeaway over the resource fair today, and just the takeaway that you have with Centerstone as a whole too?
Man, I feel like in the most lame terms, the vibes are good to you today.
That's
They are
true.
So good.
Very true.
It's awesome when we can open up our doors to the community and just be a source of hope. And I think Centerstone's really good at that. So I'm grateful for all the vendors that came out today. I'm thankful for all of you guys who watch. Thank you guys for being here. And it's awesome to be able to share about PYO Treat for sure.
Absolutely. We are going to say so long for now, but Centerstone isn't, and none of the vendors are. They're going to be here until 4 o'clock at the Alton YWCA. Use the George Street entrance. You have until 4 to learn about all these great programs. Rose, thank you so much again.
Absolutely. Thank you, CJ.
We'll see you next time right here on our Daily Show Live.